let's do this. Let's go through all the random bags and baskets and boxes and what have you. Hi, I'm Paulina, also known as Lina, and this is the third video in a sort of series, getting your stash, your knitting in order. So first, I went through our notions bags and then the yarn stash, and now we're at the whip and UFO stage. So works in progress, unfinished objects, and yeah. So I've got my various baskets and boxes and bags here. So let's just go through them. I think we're just going to start with what's closest to me. These two boxes here, just pick one up like this, contain things that have been sort of in progress for a long while. Let's just see if I can sit down on the floor enough to do this. If not, we'll move back to the kitchen table. But this one is something I started, I think, a little over a year ago. It's going to be a crochet blanket. So this is about the length it's going to be, and then there's going to be one more block here. And I really enjoyed doing this. I got this far, and then my sort of thumb wrist thing got too sore, so I had to take a break, and that sort of broke the momentum. I keep saying I don't crochet, but apparently I do crochet, but I'm just not good at it. I think I compare it to knitting, where I know exactly what I'm doing and know what I'm meant to be doing, know what options I have. You know, just been doing it that long and sort of gone in depth in that when I think of crochet, I'm like, I don't know how to do it. But yeah, if I have good instructions and it's sort of repetitive enough. With this one, it's just this one block that you do two ways. To be honest, I don't remember how to do this, so I need to find the pattern. But it was just very simple. I don't know the terms. Double crochet stitches mostly, and chain stitches. I think those are US terms. I need to pick that up maybe when it's not as hot as it is right now, so maybe towards the autumn or winter. And the yarns that I've got laid out for it are here. So this entire bag. And I think I've gone through pretty much the same amount. I don't think it's going to use up all of those, but a good fair bit. And these are sort of the yarns that I've had in my had in my stash for a really long time that I liked, but just weren't the kind that I would see myself wearing. It's like in terms of the color scheme, I'm sort of using up one or like a set of skeins, and then when one runs out, I'm going to replace it with something else. So it's sort of gradually shifting throughout the pattern, but not everything at once, because it might be that I don't I don't know how much I need. To be honest, I don't know how much I need. So I've got these sort of odd skeins, some yarn ends like this. A lot of these yarns have been already caked up, or I've used a little of them. Okay, so there were two bags. That one, that takes up a lot of space. And then there's something else that I don't even know. Oh, okay. So instead of being a proper like a whip or something, this is another bag that just, oh, whoops, houses random, I'm going to pick it up in a moment, random skeins of yarn. And these are for, surprise, surprise, another blanket that I'm going to do. I'm going to grab the basket where the things live. Okay, so behind these curtains is my office nook. And this is an old basket that I got from my mom or grandma at some point. Not sure if this is my mom's or if this is my grandma's and my mom has a similar one. But anyway, here are some random squares of things that I've done. I think I should make better use of this. But, so these are what they are meant to be or meant to become. So I've got Aran, I think mostly Aran and worsted weight yarns. And I'm just gonna knit these very, very simple squares from like on the bias. And then the plan is to make a fun pattern with these. But yeah, this is the amount that I've knit, and I've got a long ways to go. I'm not even sure if that's enough for a full wool blanket. So there are two blankets on the go, and neither of them have seen any progress in a long while. So they live here. Actually, there's something else in here too. This is a very, very old crochet project that I started. This is a version of a granny square, sort of these hexagons. And I really love the look of these, but again, this is how far I managed to go. So it's a pile. There are lots, maybe over 20, but it's nowhere near enough for a blanket. And I think I don't have these yarns stashed. Well, I guess we'll find out if I still keep these stashed somewhere. But again, I've forgotten how to do these, and I'm not sure if we need 3 blankets. So these might become something else. If you've got any ideas on what I could do with these hexagons, let me know below. So I'm just gonna stash these for here now, but I think I need to make this into my sort of active whip basket. Oh wait, what's this? Oh, there's a whole bunch of mini skeins here. And these mini skeins, I see now that I've again been intending to turn them into granny squares, just with 2 colors. And apparently, yeah, sort of mirroring each other. I don't think these were meant to be and I think, yeah, this is where I've started more. These weren't meant to be a blanket, thank goodness. They were meant to be a really long vest or a cardigan, granny square cardigan. That's an interesting project. One that I might continue, though I'm not really sure if I want to wear something that's this bright, but who knows, it might look really fun. So yeah, that's the problem with skeins that or with whips that you keep around for too long. It's just your style might change. Like I'm really unsure about this. I would love a really large granny square cardigan, but just not in these colors. I would like to keep it more muted and sort of coherent and not a collection of random squares. I think I'm gonna need your help and opinions with these. So these are really like random. These are stuff I've gotten and collected over the years. So they might be really nice colors or really bright colors, and they're not meant to go together, but I intended to put them together, apparently. So 2 baskets, 1 abandoned whip, and something I completely forgot. Okay, so this, another similar black basket. These live under my desk, and I think these are like the ones that I haven't touched in years. I can see here, when I was previously doing these YouTube videos, so over 5-6 years ago, I had started this because I remember showing this in there, and it's still here, still unfinished. It's missing a sleeve, and then this is you're meant to cut it open into a cardigan, so I would need to do that. If I'm correct, this was from Caitlin Hunter, the pattern. So I'm missing the other sleeve, so I feel like I should finish this. It's very pretty. I'm just not sure about the blue color. I don't wear this kind of blue. But I guess I should finish it nonetheless and either keep it for myself or gift it to someone. What do you think? And the yarns that I've used for it live in this basket, and I would really actually kind of want to finish this and see if the yarns, how much yarn I have left over, and what I can do that with, because it's just sort of sitting here and getting all tangled up, I see. The point of this one was that I could use up, so it was just a collection of DK weight skeins that I had one or two of, and I'm just using them in this one, and I like the idea, and it's a lot of work has gone into this. I haven't knitted anything this intricate color, like this color work this intense after this. So I guess I really want to finish this. Yeah, so it's got its needles and yarn and everything just waiting, and this one back. I feel kind of really bad that it's been there for this long. This one is another whip that I've completely abandoned, and I think I'm just gonna unravel it. So this is a double knitted scarf. So it's just meant to have these squares, and I remember I even ordered the yarn specifically for this. So it's a really nice collection of Sandnes to Tuve. So it's got these pinks and blues and browns and whites and grays. I think that's all the colors. No, there's still. So all of these I picked up for this scarf, and it's really nice, but I realized I don't enjoy double knitting. This is how far I've gotten to frog it or to continue. There's a lot of scarf left to do if I do decide to continue. One of the reasons that all of these are unfinished is that I just don't have that much time for non-design knitting. So most of the knitting that I do is for my upcoming designs. If I'm doing something that's not any of that, then I want it to be really either relaxing or stimulating, and I just didn't enjoy the double knitting. But it would be a really lovely warm scarf. But sadly, I do think this one's headed for the frog pile. How do you feel about that? I just think that, because I've known it's here. I haven't forgotten this. I've known it's here, and I just haven't picked it up for years. I feel bad because I did order the yarn specifically for this one, but I guess I could just do something else with the yarn, because I did say I wanted to do a colorwork yoke sweater. Board weight. I might do it. Okay, I'm just gonna pull this aside and frog it later today. I'm just gonna go for it. Wait, I thought I knew what was in here. I thought this was odd skeins for the crochet sort of seat covers I've done for a garden, but it's not. I've got a pair of rocking chair socks in here. So this is the design that I did for 52 weeks of socks, so a long while ago, and the pair I did there was a gray pair, and I've started a new one. Oh, these look really nice in this sort of mauve, pinkish mauve, mauvish pink. And I've got one done, and then the cuff of the other pair started. All right, yeah, so these should really be finished, shouldn't they? Oh, and here, this is my, when I'm doing socks for myself, this is that tells me when to start to do the heel and when to start the toe decrease. So this is sort of a mock-up of my foot. And the yarn that I'm using for that one is Blacker Mohair Blends, the 4-ply version. So it's a sort of 50% wool, 50% mohair. So it's natural fiber, all natural fiber sock yarn, and it feels really nice. Oh gosh, I do want to finish these. I don't think I should keep them buried down there. Okay, there are 3 more bags in here, and I'm quite terrified of what I might find. Okay, this one is empty. Yeah, so this one has, this is not knitting stuff. This is cross stitch threads that I have here. Before I was, like maybe 20 years ago, I was cross stitching a lot. I haven't done so actively in like years and years and years, maybe a decade or more. A few years ago, I started a cross stitch project that I did for, I'd say it's maybe 40% done. So these are for that one, but I haven't touched it in 4 years. In here, oh yes, these are the, this is a design of mine. So I wanted to use the sort of moon phase pattern that I used in one of the moon book shawls, and I really liked it, and I wanted to use it in other patterns. So I've done a pair of fingerless mitts, and I've got one done and the other one maybe quarter way through. And I don't know why I abandoned this, because I really like this. And the best part about this is that it's reversible, actually, so you could use it either way around. I need to finish these. These are really nice. And for these, I'm using Northern Yarn Methera. This is a skein that I picked up from a UK yarn store that I visited. All right, so that one, again, I need to finish that. This one can go back in because I'm not going to do any of that right now. Okay, what is in here? Oh, now I know what this is. Yeah, again, something I've done one of. So I wanted to do these just sleeves like this. So I've done one. And then again, I've started another one. Okay, so I've started from the narrower edge. Right, 1/3 done. So I'm using the, now I remember, my memory is coming back to me. So this is Let Lopi, and this is the Galaxy colorway. It's number 1707 that I used for the vest in Soothing Stitches, the Labradorite vest. I think I need to pick up the stitches, but the best good thing about Let Lopi is that the stitches really tend to stay in place even if the needles drop away. Since that is a sleeveless vest, as vests usually are, and I had some skeins left over that I wanted to do these sleevey things. I need like a month for nothing but my whips. Pack these up a bit and then move on. So here are the blanket whips. I think the best thing to do would be to transfer these that I'm not going to be working on away from here and into this, and just this stuff in here, and hope that that reminds me to, what was in here? Oh, the sock. That reminds me to work on these. Good. Okay. And then this one does need to be finished, but it won't be now, so I'm not gonna delude myself into thinking I'm gonna do that now. I had to get up and put my hair up because it's getting quite hot. We're in the thick of a heat wave here, and I love it, but I need to get my hair up for that. I've barricaded myself behind some bags and a basket. Now this basket is mostly my leftover odds and ends basket, but it does have one whip. Again, something I started last autumn and would really like to finish. So this is not my design. It is, sorry for the clinking, cardigan. And I'm working on the first sleeve. So it's a cropped cardigan, bulky weight. And because of that, these thick needles, I really can't work on it for long periods of time. So that's why, again, it's slowed down, and then just the design knitting again took over. But I do need to work on this. And all the yarn that I have for it here is all tangled up because I used 2 DK and 2 mohair at once, or something to that effect. Maybe it's 2 DK and 1 mohair. So I've got all sorts of yarn. It must be 2 DK and 1 mohair. I've got the yarns all hanging from it and tangled up. And oh, here's the latest purchase that shouldn't be in this basket but the other one. But this is again just filled with yarn that's left over from other projects. When I'm doing scrap yarn or whatever, I pick from here. But this is also for swatching pattern ideas like this, because this is really has everything from thicker bulky yarn to mohair to just lace weight. Everything is in here. I call this my work basket because I do use them when planning new designs, especially if I'm submitting a proposal for a publication, or if I'm unsure about what kind of yarn would work. So something non-superwash, I don't think that's superwash, but well, this is superwash. So I can try different yarn qualities with different fibers. So yeah, this is a recent purchase from Jyväskylä Knit Fest, and it should be in another basket. I'm going to transfer it there. It should be in the working next basket, but this is something that I need to find some solid colors. I'm thinking white or natural white, maybe brown, because I really like brown nowadays, and work a striped sweater. I've got the design in my head, but yes, just fell in love with this and had to have it. Right, so that's there, and this I'm keeping this one on top of this because it's really difficult to put anywhere, and I just really want to finish it, but it's again too hot, and I've been too busy with design knitting. But that's one basket, and then this is the kind of the active work in progress pile. So there is my self-striping, whoops, lots of hair, self-striping, simple, mindless sock. And this is something that I just take with me when I go somewhere and I know I want to knit for a bit, but I don't know how much time I will have. I don't know if I'll be able to concentrate. It's small, it's portable, it's mindless. So something that's just perfectly relaxing knitting. It should be in a bag, but it's not, because the bag, it was in here. But now it's over another crochet project. Yeah, I don't think I can say I don't crochet anymore. But I really wanted a crochet top this summer. I said so in the Knitters Day in Turku video. I didn't find any yarn from there because the yarn stores were closed, and then before I could go back for that linen yarn that I found, I wasn't sure if linen would work. I think it could. If a top is crocheted in cotton, wouldn't it be okay to crochet it in linen as well? I think so. Linen might be a bit scratchier, but then again, it could be softer. So anyway, I picked this up from a local yarn store here in Helsinki, and it's Fonti O'Hara, and I'm just crocheting these squares. I'm following a tutorial here on YouTube. I can link it below. I need to make 8 of these squares, and I'm working on the 4th right now. Currently, all of my non-design knitting time is spent on this. And I know it's already like summer is heading towards the end, but I want to work on this summer. If I get to wear it next summer, that's fine enough for me. Okay, a pair of needles. Now, I think these are from the bulky cardigan. It uses a different needle size for the cuffs and hem, or sort of the ribbing, and then the body. Okay. My Edinburgh Yarn Festival bag contains, these aren't anything I'm working on or plan to work on. These are the tiny and leftover yarn or tiny balls of yarn that I just wound up from the Soothing Stitches projects to just have a bit of all of those yarns used in that book in one place and together. And they're just like a little box of, or a bag of woolen crystals, don't you think? So yeah, they are here, and I'm just going to keep them for a little while. since the book is so new, I might want to use those for something fun. Okay, now I know what this is. So remember the hexagon squares that I was just showing you from? These are all of the yarn for that. So these are mostly variegated or speckled sock yarn skeins, or fingering weight skeins. I think actually these are the ones that are not with nylon, so they're for shawls and not for socks. So they are all here. And then the brown that I've been using for the edging. And then I think this is the one that I've meant to use for the edgings after this one ended. So I've got all of them here. Let's just put them with the yarns. Oh, they were in a really nice pile, weren't they, when I first picked them up, and now they're just all over the place. So I've just been using a single one of those and then the brown edging, and I think it looks really nice because the variegated or speckled yarns, when crocheted, they create these little lovely, so when you're knitting them, they're just kind of striping the fabric, but here they're just creating these individual little blooms or leaves. I really like it. I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep these for a little while longer. That's just gonna snuggle in there. And then this one has my latest design, and you're gonna get a sneak peek now. This is a shawl that's knit in 2 pieces. I'm sorry, I know people don't like pieces, but it's going to be a rectangular shawl, and I want the ends to mirror each other. So that's why I need to start them both from the sort of outer edges and work towards the middle. So this is the second piece that I'm working on now. 3 skeins of DK weight yarn is going to go into this, and the yarn that I'm using is Jalovilla Uhi, and I did receive this yarn for this design from Jalovilla, from the lovely Johanna at Jalovilla. So this is what I'm mostly working on, and then the crochet thing. Right, so these were just the little yarn jewels. I think they can go in there. And that's it. This basket, things I'm not going to be working on yet. 1 project to frog, 2 blankets, a sock and a mitt, and I'm just gonna put this one actually in here so it's not rolling around our house. Okay, I think I got them more organized, even though I'm just giving up on one thing only, but I think I've got them more organized. I do feel bad about how many things I've got on the needles. I think I need to come up with something like work 1 design, finish 1 of these, work 1 design, but I don't think that's possible because there are deadlines on some of my designs that I haven't even started yet. Maybe 2 designs, finish 1 of these. So it's kind of giving me anxiety that I used to be a person that had a lot of things on the needles and just picked up something that was calling to me that day. And I'm kind of okay with the idea of that, but with my current reality of knitting to design, it just means that some things languish for a really, really long time. And I don't feel good about that. I'm gonna make a pact with you. I'm gonna check in 1 year from now. And if there's a work in progress that I have now that I haven't touched in all of that year, then I must frog it. So coming up this spring, I can prepare myself and see if something is really calling to me. I can knit it just a little bit so I don't have to frog it. But if I've forgotten something entirely or haven't worked on something for an entire year, then it's going to be frogged. And I'm saying this because all of these have been untouched for a year. So if I haven't done anything to them in the next year, then it means they've been untouched for over 2 years. And I think that's fair enough then to be frogged. Okay. If you were working on your whips or UFOs along with me. Let me know in the comments if there was anything that you were surprised by to find, or how many projects you decided to frog, or if something sort of jumped up in the queue once you saw it again. Just in general, do you now feel more organized having gone through your entire stash thing? I think there are still technically like needles and then the finished items that we could go through, but I'm calling it good enough for now. So let's check in next year and see. Yeah, let me know in the comments how you get along. And also if you've got any advice for the unfinished or languishing blanket squares or random squares that I have waiting for me to do something with them. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe. And you can watch the Notions tool video next if you haven't done so, and I'll link the yarn organization one below as well. I will see you soon.